DVDs, concerts, merchandise, even theme parks. Wigglemania is not just about how much these guys are loved by kids, but the size of the business empire. So how do four guys in skivvies become Australia's richest entertainers? Showbiz got to live out the dream of every 4-year-old in Australia and spend a day with the Wiggles. It started early on breakfast telly. Back to Wiggles HQ for their own brekkie, followed by makeup, a magazine photo shoot, and then on to recording their next DVD.
And action.
They may be our richest entertainers, but they'd also be among the busiest. This year alone, they've toured the UK, the US 3 times, and their latest ARIA-nominated DVD, Pop Go the Wiggles, has just been released.
With a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, this old man came rolling home.
In a former life, Anthony and Jeff were rocking to a different tune as the Cockroaches. When that folded, Anthony came up with the Wiggles.
It was my idea to do a children's album and get my friends at university, that was Murray and Greg, and Jeff from the old Cockroaches days together, and make a children's album. I never knew this was going to happen, though. We'd be still here 16 years later.
In fact, he told Jeff it'd be done and dusted in a day.
Can you come down to the studio for a couple of hours? So it's not going to take too long. So I said, okay, I'll come down. And 16 years later, it's still going. So.
And just who's to blame for the skivvies?
I think me, actually. I think it might have been my idea. Because I had a red sort of skivvy, and I said, guys, if we just wore these primary colours, it'd be easy. It'd be an easy costume, I suppose.
Skivvies aside, to your average 4-year-old, the Wiggles are singing, dancing rock gods. Heaps of colour, fun characters, but this is music with a message. Thanks to the Wiggles, kids are drinking water and eating fruit.
Fruit salad, yummy, yummy.
With a background in early childhood, they say the aim is always to empower kids.
If they watch a Wiggles video or come to a show, we hope at the end of it they're going to feel better about themselves because, hey, I did that, I danced to that, or I sung along with that. Or, hey, Mum and Dad, let's go and make some fruit salad at home, or things like that. So it's just all about positive reinforcement and encourage them to be themselves, which is basically what parenting's all about as well.
It's been a big year for the Wiggles, not just the workload, but the shock exit of Yellow Wiggle Greg Page, who's suffering a chronic illness which causes dizziness, fatigue and nausea.
It certainly did rock us. I mean, we've been together for so long, and we started as friends and we continued as friends, and so it's not that you lose a friend, but when you're that close to someone touring all the time, it's quite a shock when they're not there anymore. He's doing okay. Like, he's doing better than he was. He looked pretty good the last time we saw him, and he's managing his illness.
Sam Moran had been working with the Wiggles since 1998. When Greg left, he donned a yellow skivvy, toned down his opera-trained voice, and became the newest Wiggle.
I've been great mates with these guys for years now, so to be able to do this every day and just have a great time is fantastic.
Sure is, especially when you've got a fan club like the Wiggles do.
I did meet Justin Timberlake just last week. That was quite surreal. But we've also met Matthew Broderick and Sarah Jessica Parker and Robert De Niro, Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, you pinch yourself, really. These people that you loved watching on TV, and they love watching you, so it's great.
What's great though is that being a parent is such a great leveller. When they come along, it's all about their child. It's not about them being a celebrity. It's about my child loves the Wiggles, and it's about us interacting with the child.
And while they don't like to talk about it, some of the Wiggles fan mail adds a whole new meaning to the term desperate housewife. Anthony has always been the mother's choice Wiggle and was a former Clio Bachelor of the Year. But sex symbols, well, they think not.
Really? No, I don't know about that. I can understand though mums and dads getting right into it because I'm a parent myself, and if your children like something, you actually start liking it even more than they do because they're entertaining.
And for the Wiggles, it is all about their pint-sized fans, even though they have that nasty habit of excruciating honesty.
Murray had one where a child stopped him during the show and said, "Murray, you're melting," because he was sweating so much.
I remember one years and years ago in a very small hall, and he came out and the kid pointed and said, "You're ugly."